Okay, so we just got all our stuff in a few days after Scott showed us, and open up and see what we got. We got, of course, our stick with our aider on it. Our 40-foot of rope. Second 40-foot rope.
This made it a little bit more expensive, didn't it, buddy? Because we got to get 2 of everything.
Yeah, that's part of the stick.
Yeah, so DanO assembled 1 stick for us, and then we're going to do it.
And another part of stick.
We're going to do it. We're going to shoot a video assembling. We've had a lot of requests on putting a stick together.
DynaGlide. Another part of stick. Another part of stick. That's a lot of parts are gonna stick. Our Madrock.
Cool.
And bolts and screws.
Awesome.
So, that's everything.
Is that everything?
For 1 sticking, and that's for 2 people. 2.
It is. That's so it's gonna lessen the bulk and the load, right?
Yeah, a lot.
We can go after these guys a little bit more freely with less bulk. So those are our Scout platform tops. And then we got some ropes from Mr. Luke Dottle, and right there that are full bury am steel to go around the tree. And we'll show you installing those and building one of the sticks. Why don't you hold up that one stick that he's put together.
Looks great. Dipped in Predator camo. Awesome.
Yeah, that's a special one-off job just for the stags and the wild boys, so pretty cool. Thank you, Mr. DanO. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Might need to put a longer zip
It
tie.
may have, is it got something inside of it? See if you can pull something out of that.
Out of what?
Where that handle was. Right, no, what you just had. Said you may need to put something longer. Pull.
Oh.
Oh.
That's neat.
That's kind of a special little thing from Mr. DanO for us. So I think that's going to be available on Eastern Woods Outdoors, doublesteps.com.
Stands up good too.
Yep.
Yeah. Gotta have it where it stands up.
Kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah. So can you just feed it back? You can.
Just feed it back in there. We'll play with that some, but
that'll be nice.
yeah.
It doesn't catch himself walking in and out.
Right. Yeah, I know Scott just folds his over and folds it, wraps it, puts the aider around it. But still, that's kind of a neat little new feature that we get to play with. We'll let you guys know how it goes.
Yeah.
So Gabe is going to show you. You can get these aiders built custom to whatever specs you want to. The one in to the right of the screen, which is actually in Gabe's left hand, there is our pre-finished stick. It's built to 22 inches between steps, and then we had Mr. DanO build Gabe's aider, which we're going to assemble later. That one's at 19 inches step to step. So pull them up tight, Gabe, and show the difference here.
Yeah,
you can see how one step comes about knee height and one's kind of almost up to mid-thigh on him, which that one will be mine, me being closer to 6 foot tall and him being closer to 5 foot tall.
Yep.
So
awesome.
Awesome.
Need to assemble it and practice a little bit and we'll be ready to go.
Yep, cool deal. Okay guys, we got all the parts list here, all the parts laid out. what we want to do is we're going to show you here. This is the finished version. And Gabe, can you come around and pick up the finished stick? So show that off. This is exactly what we're going to end up with here. This is my stick, and the reason why it's different than Gabe's is, like he showed you, mine has a 22-inch spacing from step to step in the double aider. And his, we ordered his with a 19-inch stick. You can see how this comes up higher. His comes with a 19-inch sewn-in aider from DanO. We've been getting that question quite a bit. All these parts came from doublesteps.com, Eastern Woods Outdoors, and nice thing about it is it just makes a really easy, super simple package. Now, I believe DanO is going to offer these as an assembled version here pretty soon. But in the meantime, we're going to focus in and show you what we've got here. So there's the stick. That is a 12-inch, cut down 12-inch ultralight stick. You can see Gabe shoving in a little handle. I believe that's a Luke Dottle invention that DanO is going to integrate into his sticks if you ask for it. It's a retractable handle that you can pull out. If you go back to our one-sticking video where Gabe was climbing up and down the tree, Scott, my buddy Scott Hesserly, tied on a Night Eyes gear tie there to act as the handle. So this is kind of a cleaner, simpler version there that you can pull in and out. We will tell you though that it won't pull out all that way because of the cam cleat bolts and things like that. So we'll show you that as we get finished. But so that was the stick. That's an ultralight stick, the same as the ultralight camo dipped versions. Now I don't know if DanO is going to offer a dipped version of these or not. This was kind of something special that I requested. And so we've got the sewn aider. Pick up that aider, Gabe. That's got the, so there's the step. This is exactly how it came out of the box last night. Now here Gabe will show you his 19-inch version, how much. See, it's just above his knee, which is, he's very, very comfortable stepping and stretching out a little bit just above his knee. So a little bit more his size. And again, it's sewn in. Show this, Gabe, where it's so that's sewn in there on the double steps. Now, if you've already got double steps and want, you could take that to an upholstery shop or get your own, get your mama's sewing machine out or a boot supply store. Or if you don't want it sewn on, you could tie water knots on there. So look that up on animatedknots.com, and that'll show you how to tie a water knot. So then we've got the strap, the Amsteel rope that we're going to use to secure it to the tree. That can be found on the landing page. We'll post a link in the description of all this stuff, all the parts, everything. But Luke Dottle makes those Amsteel ropes that we're going to use. You can see it here on mine. It is a 3/16-inch real Samson Amsteel full bury 3/16 inch. So it's kind of heavy. It's got some weight to it. It throws around the tree really nicely. And then what we got next, Gabe? We've got our two standoffs. And if you guys know the standoffs that DanO makes, absolutely, unequivocally, without question, I can tell you I've tried everything out there. These are the best standoffs in the industry, bar none. Give you the most foot placement, most foot room of anything I've tried, including some things that you guys are pretty excited about coming out. So we'll show you that here soon. And then we've got, what do we got? We got a Scout platform. It's a flat platform, so you can stand up and make it really easy to step up onto on your next step. And then we've got two versions of cam cleats here. The one on the far right that's red that says, I believe it's a Harken.
Yep.
Okay, now that's the one that Scott uses in his video that we talk about, our one sticking video. Now, the reason we ended up with two is the more research I did, more talking with DanO that we did, the Schaefer one, which is the one that Gabe is holding, is rated to 300 pounds. That Harken one with the red insides there is rated to 200 pounds. You got to realize Scott's about 165, and Gabe is 105, 110. That's without climbing, without boots, without hunting gear, stuff like that. I've got 20 pounds on Scott. I'm 185, and that's pretty much standing in my underwear. So once I put all my hunting stuff on and my boots, and if I've got a pack on my back, in talking with DanO, I just felt a little bit more comfortable going with a Schaefer, a little stronger, sturdier, thicker bolts that go through your tube. And so we're actually going to build these sticks with Schaefer cam cleats, and not the Harken micro cleats that was originally featured in my one sticking video. So anyway, those are all the parts. It's not a ton to this, guys. So we're going to let Gabe get started here, and Gabe's going to build his own one stick out of these parts.
Yep. Doesn't matter which screw. It's these ones.
Yeah, it's the thicker screws. Now, DanO supplied all these screws. You'll probably want to stick it through the standoff first. No, stick it in the standoff.
Make sure it is the right screw.
Yeah, it's the right screw. It's a quarter inch socket head screw. And if you stick it in from the back or the underside, there's actually a hole here. There's a hole right here for it to, for that socket head screw to fit into. So make sure that you insert the screw from the back side.
This is where my Scout platform needs to go.
Yeah, if
this on the bottom.
You can do that on the bottom. Okay, now you're going to take
I'm going to take my aider and
your double step that's got the sewn in aider. Now originally these tolerances are so tight that they don't fit down extremely well. I mean, they will, but you're going to have to tighten them just a little bit with the nut. Have you got enough to grab it, to get it going?
Find out.
You'll probably have to, you'll probably have to.
I think I do.
And the quarter inch is going to take the larger of these two. Make sure it's that ratchet is turned the right way. And you got the washer underneath the nut, right?
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Okay. Okay, so you can look at, did it snug up the, it snugged up, show it on its end there, did it snug up the step and the,
it did.
and the step into the,
Yep.
Yep, no spaces or anything in there. And DanO actually provided us a black end cap that can go on that bottom and clean that up, and we'll hammer that in later, show that end cap, just to make it look really nice and professional. It will take, we'll take a hammer and tap that in very gently. I would use a rubber mallet, but it's over at my mother's house for a project I was doing over there. Okay, so that's done. You're literally,
It's one part.
one part done.
Bottom's done.
Now, you want to go ahead and put the cam cleat on next? Might make it a little easier. So there's the Schaefer cam cleat. We're going to face the cam cleat so that they open to the right, being right-handed the way we kind of like to do it. Go ahead and get the two smaller.
Are these the two?
Yep, the two smaller bolts. They're countersunk bolts, countersunk heads. So the cam cleat actually has a perfect cone those countersunk bolts go into.
Yep.
Now you need the washer and a nut on each one. The good thing is that cam cleat is reversible. You could face it to the left if you wanted to. We're going to face ours to the right. And that other on that Allen wrench right there in front of you, the other one that I've left sticking out, the smaller one, that will fit that countersunk head. So not a lot of tools it takes to do this, guys. An Allen wrench. We've got a couple just basic wrenches here. Mine are ratcheting. It really makes the job a lot easier, but you don't need a ratcheting wrench. And I'll take the smaller of the two.
Be one of them.
Had a 50-50 shot there, didn't you?
I did.
Your luck's about like Daddy's. Make sure it's going righty-tighty.
It is.
Now, while Gabe is screwing that on there, one of the things that he reminded me of last night is Scott actually gave some really good tips and pointers in that teaching segment on that video, the one-sticking video on one-sticking so easy a 13-year-old can do it when Gabe was doing it. We actually left out some tips that Scott included there, and so let's throw those in there right now. Scott's words of wisdom on 4 things that are must-haves if you're going to start one-sticking.
All right, yes, if there is 4 things, like you're saddle hunting or you're deer hunting, you're anything. I mean, there's always multiple ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
If you're gonna one stick, there's 4 things that you have to do to make it viable. 1, you gotta have a multi-step aider. Whether it's 2, whether it's 3, pick your freaking poison, it don't matter. 2, you gotta have a cam cleat.
Those are so nice.
You have to have it.
They are so nice.
3, you gotta rappel out of the tree.
You got to.
Because one sticking down is the worst. There's nothing that's more worse than one sticking down a tree. And then the last thing you got to do is you got to have a really good pull down rope. And I'm not talking paracord. This is Dynaglide. DanO sells this. I don't know. It's hollow braid, 1,000-pound test. It's like what the throwback people use. I don't know. But even my nephew, he's one sticking. I built him a stick. He ordered all the stuff, had it sent to me, and he didn't order this. About a week into season, he's like, can you send me that link again to DanO to see what that rope was, because it's terrible with paracord. There's no stretch. And if your rope gets stuck, you can wrap it around your stick, or you can grab a stick off the ground, wrap it around the stick, give it a good tug, and it'll come right out. Assuming you don't have it wrapped around the deer tie wrapped around the rope. So I've been told.
Yeah.
There it is. You're one sticking next year.
Those are some of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing here. Is Scott's been doing it a long time. We're just starting. We're not trying to proclaim ourselves as experts, are we, Gabe?
No.
We're letting you follow along as we learn and we embark upon this adventure ourselves. If you hear background noise in the back, my oldest son, who, it's funny, I've had some people comment, they go, well, Gabe, boy, he's really into hunting, isn't he? He's an awesome hunter, and he is. And they're like, your oldest one's not into it, is he, that much? Yeah, he is. He just got back from getting up at 4:30 this morning and going out and trying to complete his trifecta, filling up 3 buck tags with another 3.5-year-old buck he's after. So he got home. Mama's welcoming him home. She's in the kitchen cooking up Thanksgiving dinner right now. And so we're very blessed. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I know some of you guys will see this a lot later, but from our house to yours, we hope you guys are doing well and you're blessed.
I might have it the wrong way. I might have been trying to untighten it this whole time.
Make sure you got your washer on. Yeah. Now you're going no, you're going lefty-loosey now. No, you're going lefty-loosey. Promise you, you're going lefty-loosey. I'm sitting there looking at you. Oh, yeah.
It's tightening though.
No, you're just spinning it. If you're not holding it with that Allen wrench on the other side, you're just spinning it in its cam cleat. So I guess we could almost maybe title this video, Assembling a One Stick is So Easy, Even a 13-year-old could do it, right? Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. But this is really, I mean, you've not really ever done a lot of model cars or nothing like that, right? So this is your first time really ever doing anything. So if you're, I've got a lot of messages saying, man, I'm not mechanically inclined. I don't know if I can do this.
I'm the same way.
Gabe's like,
If I can do it, I guarantee you can figure it out.
I love it. I love it.
Let's figure it out.
Okay, now your cam cleat's on.
Oh.
Your bottom standoff is on.
Finally.
Finally. We're probably 3/4 the way done now.
Yeah.
So now we need your last standoff. I would go ahead and stick that 1/4-inch bolt right there through it.
Now how do I put all my scalpel? Same thing with.
Same thing with the other thing. Now, here's where we're going to take a small second. Go ahead and set that down for a second here. So, let me flip the view, make sure we're over here. Okay, so the reason I've got this file out is these are obviously brand new flat scout platforms. You can order this from doublesteps.com in flat or angled at a 30-degree down angle, which makes it really comfortable to stand on. But then you're canted your ankles a little bit as you're going up. I think we're gonna start off with the flat ones, but Matt Garris from Out on a Limb, who supplies these to DanO and makes these, the manufacturer, has a tremendous powder coating operation. I mean, these things are powder coated so well, and where the stick actually goes right here is powder coated as well. I can tell you that the tolerances are so tight between these sticks and this platform that it helps if you take a really fine flat file. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set it right along the inside of this, and I'm going to remove just a little bit of this powder coating along this edge right here. I want to make sure that I keep it flat. And you can see I'm starting to get a little of that powder coating off. And I'm going to flip it and do the same thing to this side. And I learned this by watching Matt on his website, outonalimbmanufacturing.com, when he shows how to install this on a shikar. This is exactly what he does on a shikar. And last night when we were kind of putting my Scout on my stick, I found that the tolerances, once again, are so tight that it really kind of needed this extra little powder coating to be removed. So now we're just going to stick this right there. Grab the larger of these two. Let's start off with this. Stick it in there.
I mean, I put the washer on.
No, let's grab this and.
Which one do you? Oh, this one.
Yeah, it was the one that was sticking out. Grab it and insert it there. Make sure it goes in that socket cap screw really good. Okay. Now you can use that to push a little bit and hold it. Now you can put the washer.
Which one? You got 50-50 shot.
There you go.
My luck turned out for the better this time.
Yeah, you grabbed the right one.
I did.
Okay, you feel it drawing up a little bit?
I do. It is.
Okay, stop it right there. Let's just stop before let's look at it and give it a good look here. Okay. So, yeah. Now, we'll tell you the only thing that we had this pre-drilled from DanO. He actually sent it with the holes drilled. The only hole he didn't drill, and maybe it's my fault for not communicating well enough, I'm sure it is this second hole right here. DanO didn't drill that one out for us. He drilled the cam cleats for us. He drilled this one out, the top, the holes for the standoffs, but not that one. So what we're going to do, this is a 1/4 inch hole. You saw that was a 1/4 inch bolt. So what we're going to do here, because I found out that on mine, if I don't have this second hole, a bolt ran through it, and I try to, if I use this rope to come out of the cam plate, you'll hear it ring. There's a little bit of an echo there. Now, if you watch Scott's video, all you have to do is, use your hand to pull it out if you wanted to. But if you pull it out without that, that's not as bad. But there's a little ringing echo. I know that once I tighten the second bolt down, it's going to eliminate that and stop that once I get this Scout platform super tight to this stick. So we definitely want to use that second hole. And what I'm doing is I just got a 1/4 inch hole, 1/4 inch drill bit. We're going to drill the top one out with, now this is how to do it without a press. We're going to drill the top one out. Okay, notice I did not try to go ahead and drill the bottom hole out. I've just found over the years working with metal and drilling and wood, even wood, stuff like that. If I tried to go ahead and drill all the way through, it would be at a weird angle. It would be slightly angled, it'd be a little off center, even a 1/16 of an inch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to undo this screw right here, flip this, attach the scout to this side, and use that hole as a guide to drill this one. Then when we do that, it'll come out exactly perfect, just like this and that hole right there are exactly perfect. Let me see, well, we don't have a bolt. You can take that bolt that's exactly straight through, because we're going to flip it and use that as a jig or a guide to drill the other side that way. That way we can go ahead and insert a second bolt in the scout platform and get it locked down super tight so it gets rid of that ringing when you pull that rope out like that. Okay guys, so we've removed the scout platform off the stick. What we're going to do now is turn the stick over, upside down, okay? And I'm going to use this bolt to make sure that we're putting the scout right back on exactly the same, but on the back side of the stick, okay? So now, making sure that it's firmly in its channel, I'm going to grab that 1/4 inch bit again and drill. So now I've used this as a guide for this. Now that hole is exactly straight through, because I used that guide on this side and I flipped it around and used it on that side. If you got a drill press, it's not a big deal whatsoever. I just don't have a drill press handy. I've got most of my tools are woodworking tools, not metalworking tools, so I got just enough to get by. One thing also, we just in doing this, we got to talking about Luke's rope, this 3/16 inch full bury that we're going to put on here. He leaves a 1 inch loop here that you can slip over this stick, and that's what holds it on the stick. So we're actually going to go back real quick and we're going to remove this cam cleat, slide the loop over the stick, and then reinstall the cam cleat. So the next time you see it, this rope will be on here, but that's what we did. We actually forgot to install that rope before we put the cam cleat on. Okay, so we got Luke's rope on there now, right?
Yep. We took the cam cleat off.
Took the cam cleat off. Put the just slid the. All we did is slide the loop that he has on there. Yep. Slide it down below the cam cleat, and now we're just going to install the last or the second double step. Make sure it's on the same side the other double step's on.
Yes, that is important.
That's kind of important, isn't it? Yep. What are you forgetting?
Do I need a scout platform?
Yeah, now you need a scout platform. Gotta have something to stand on. Okay. Now we've got it drilled. We've removed a little bit of that powder coating. Let it suck down on that stick tighter. All you're going to do is just... you're going lefty-loosey. Flip it.
That out.
That's because I had it that way for taking it off. Now I can hear it ratcheting. So that's probably good until we get that other bolt in there. So obviously today, you heard today's Thanksgiving, all the stores are closed. We're going to run to Ace Hardware or Fastenal or someplace tomorrow, buy another socket head bolt and a washer and stuff to go through.
Other than the bolt though, that.
What's that?
Other than the bolt though,
that's other than we got that little cap right there. That little end cap we'll put on the bottom, clean it up, make it look super professional. But that's it, guys. I mean,
that's what you carry in? That's
what you carry in. I weighed this yesterday, and I know I'm going to get this question in the comments. That right there, my stick, which is the same thing as Gabe's, weighed 2.7 pounds. 2.7 pounds. 40 foot of canyon rope. I weighed that for a gentleman this morning who asked on Facebook. That was 1.2 or 1.3. I can't remember. Might have been 1.3. Let's go with 1.3. So 2.7 pounds for the stick and platform. 1.3, that's 3, that's 4 pounds. And just a couple other items like a carabiner and a Mad Rock, and we'll basically be under 5 pounds to climb up to 40 foot high.
Pretty much.
That's pretty darn good, isn't it?
Yeah. Climb as high as you want. At least a 40 foot.
Yeah.
Don't think you need to get that much higher than 40.
Nah.
I'd say that's pretty much it.
That'll be good, buddy. Well, hey, thanks for showing everybody how easy it is. First time you've ever really assembled anything, and I think you knocked it out of the park.
Yep.
Well, hey guys, thanks for following along with that. I really kind of wanted to get Gabe involved. I mean, he can take some ownership, and it's a stick he built. But more importantly, you know, I had a lot of people reach out to me that said they just weren't mechanically inclined. And I thought how much better to show how easy that process of assembling that stick, all the parts and everything, than having a 13-year-old who's never done anything like that. The guidance you saw me giving him was the first guidance that I've ever really given him in assembling stuff like that. It's just not been what he's really been interested in, to be honest with you. So I mean, you saw it's that was straight up raw, real footage of, you know, doing it for the very first time. So closing out real quick here, guys. All these parts are available at Eastern Woods Outdoors, which is located at doublesteps.com. DanO is the guy behind, the mastermind behind all this, assembling it, that website, and he has basically just really right now put out a new landing page for all things one sticking. In the description below, look it up. I will have a link to that landing page. All the parts have anything to do with SRT, DRT, one sticking, things like that will be on that landing page at doublesteps.com. So look for that link. It's a one-stop shop center right there on doublesteps.com. And a lot of these, all these parts are available. The Schaefer cam cleats, the Scout platform, the sticks, the double steps, the sewn-in aiders, everything that you saw us assemble these sticks with will be available at that link. So hopefully that makes it easy for you guys. Let us know how you guys do. If you need anything else, we can shoot more videos if you need it. Thanks, guys.